Hi guys. So um I just received a download and I would like to talk about it. And it's about abuse and how when we are unconscious, or if and when people are unconscious, chances are, and it's pretty likely, that we abuse others, right? And I want to explain that for a second, right? Because it's not always given, right, that we abuse others or whatever. So I want to give you an example. So sometimes we have really annoying colleagues, for example. So they are maybe very gossipy, or maybe even friends, right, or family members. They are gossipy. They constantly talk negative about others. They constantly talk negative about anything. They complain a lot. They play the victim. And you're tired of these stories. You don't want to hear them. It also drains you. It drains your energy. And that's a fact, right? That's like emotional dumping, or like negative emotional dumping on you. So a lot of times that's on purpose, right? So these people complain a lot because they've been traumatized. They are unconscious of their behavior, and it serves the purpose that they eventually at one point wake up to their unconscious behavior and to their constant complaining, to their victimhood state, to them gossiping about others, right? And it serves the purpose that you or we or the person that gets like annoyed by them is setting a boundary, right? It's on us to set the boundary, to say, okay, I understand all these things. I understand that you are upset, but I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk negatively about other people. I'm not going to join you. Do that with someone else, or do it not at all. But I'm not going to participate in that negative talking or gossiping, right? Because it drains my energy. And if we are surrounded by these people, chances are that we haven't addressed the fact that we cannot confront that behavior yet. But it's also quite possible that even if you address it, or if you confront these people, or if you confront the behavior in those people, won't do anything, because they're just not there yet to reflect on their behavior, right? These are patterns, and these are unconscious behaviors and patterns they are not aware of, right? So, and this is where the abuse starts, because they are not aware of it and not conscious of it, therefore not willing or able to change it. At the same time, it's a fact that they are draining our energy. So, and this is just a simple example of how we can be unconscious and abuse people with our energy, with draining them emotionally, because we're dumping all of our victim stories on them. And it's so exhausting, because when you understand that and when you're aware of it, you're not participating anymore. You are like, wow, you are playing the victim, and you are so unconscious of like how annoying it is to dump that on other people, right? It's not my responsibility to fix that for you. It's also a disease to constantly think negatively. It's really draining for others, and it's your responsibility to deal with that, right? Obviously, that's just one example of how we can do that on an energetic level, There are thousands of examples um, and actual scenes or like happenings where people do much worse things to others because they've been abused themselves and haven't healed their trauma, and that's why they go around and just be either toxic, gossipy, manipulative, or worse. I don't know if it's worse actually, but also bad is the physical abuse. And the physical abuse of children, for example, because we just, or a lot of people just keep recreating that trauma instead of addressing it. So staying unconscious and staying in your trauma will always have effects on others. Either if we are manipulative and narcissistic and toxic, or we are highly empathic and highly sensitive, or people pleasing, right? All of the trauma, all of the unhealed patterns have effects on our environment. And the clearer we can become, the more chances other people have to wake up and look at their patterns, right? So awakening, your healing, your focus on old patterns and trauma is great potential for other people to heal their own trauma. Is great potential for others to awaken, because we cannot set consciousness into other people. We cannot shake them awake. We cannot wake them up by doing anything or saying anything. I think the only way to help heal or wake up humanity is actually by leading by example and by being conscious, setting clear boundaries, healing ourselves, taking responsibility for ourselves, eventually addressing unconscious behavior in a very, very calm manner. And that's probably not the easiest thing, right? Takes practice. But it's not possible for us. And I think that's what a lot of empaths and highly sensitives have to learn. We can't do anything to make them aware, or to make them see, or to make them heal, or to make them be fixed or rescued. I cannot do anything in the outside on the physical besides leading by example to change their mind, or to change their brain, or to change how they think about themselves and the world and the environment, right? In actuality, a lot of times when people are very trapped in their trauma and their unprocessed patterns, chances are that when you try to be positive with a negative person, it's pretty likely that they will attack you, because they are so convinced of their victimhood. They are so convinced of their own reality, because they created their own reality and they are trapped in their own reality at that point, that a lot of people will be triggered and maybe attack you and maybe feel provoked by your behavior of being positive towards their negativity. A lot of times it's really most loving thing for you, for yourself and other people, is to actually walk away and let them wake up or heal or dissolve their patterns on their own, especially when you've tried a lot, right? And I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that it was helpful. Happy Saturday, and bye for now.